It's a big deal to me if you don't know. Now you know I'ma change your life. Just put your hands in the air.
What's up, Kansas City? I'm Serenity, and today we have Corey Harris, saxophonist. How you doing, Corey?
Good, how are you?
So, tell us, Corey, you played for our Christmas party that we had for Cascade Media. How long have you been playing the saxophone?
I've been playing since the 8th grade, and started there and just kind of went from there. Went to Schlegel High School and under direction of Reginald May, who I believe was on the show.
Yeah, I did. I interviewed. He was one of my first non-poetry interviews, actually.
Awesome. And went to Schlegel and was in the marching band and all that, and then took it on to college at KU. So.
Wow. Okay. So, who would you say are some of your musical influences?
Musical influences, I would say Branford Marsalis, Kurt Whalum, John Coltrane, Charlie Parker, Sonny Rollins, a lot of jazz folks.
So what type of settings do you usually play in? Because I know when you came to our Christmas party, we had a band there, and you just kind of jumped in and just freestyled with them. Like, so do you play just classical? Like, what type of music do you play?
I play all kinds of music, classical, jazz, gospel, all
do you
genres.
do any like background on hip hop too?
I can.
Or?
I haven't.
So you can just do whatever.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of it, but primarily what I've been doing here lately is I've been playing a lot in church, so doing a lot of gospel. But whenever people need me to play, I will do it, no matter the genre.
So what? Just whatever. Huh?
Just whatever. I mean, no, serious. It's whatever. So any genre, classical, mainly classical, R&B, jazz, gospel. And those are pretty much the main ones I get called on about. So,
what would you say is the most important thing you've learned as a musician playing classical? Because a lot of people, especially African American community, they don't listen to classical music like that. So, what is something that you learned just from classical music?
I hated classical music. When I got to college at KU, I hated it, and I never played it because primarily at Schlegel under Mr. May it was blues and jazz and the marching band, Southern style, everything you heard on the radio. So when I got to college, it was, I had to learn. Like basically my saxophone professor was like, listen, you have to learn how to play. There's no way around.
There was no way around
classical music.
Wow.
And in order to get better at your instrument and be great and get the technical skills down.
Yeah, because I played the clarinet and we did play a lot of classical with a lot of like note jumping and the range, the octaves. That's what I was saying as far as like what things could you say as a musician helped you as far as learning classical? Your
technique, it helps. You cannot get better at your instrument technique-wise by playing gospel or jazz or any other genre. You make a little bit, but to get really skilled at your instrument, you have to do classical. You have to do scales, arpeggios, all that stuff. It's boring, yes. It is boring, but
especially
you have
like reading a lot of sheet music.
Reading a lot of sheet music, but you have to. It will take your playing to a different level. So.
Can you play by ear? Like literally, can you hear something and then just play it, or?
My ear is okay. It's not the greatest, but it's okay. So if I listen to something on the radio, it may take me a few minutes, but I can pick it up.
That's really good, because I know that as far as like I couldn't do that with instrument. I
know some people that you can turn on 103 or whatever, and they can sit down at the piano and boom, pick it right up.
Right, that's why I said that.
I'm not that gifted, so I just need a few minutes. But after a few minutes, I think I got it. So.
That's great. So what are some upcoming things that you're working on right now? I know you said something about you're going to do a website.
Yeah, I have a website that's coming. It's not. I can't announce it here, but probably within the next week or so, I have a website coming up. Hopefully, CoreyHarrisMusic.com. Don't go there yet because it's not up, but that is what we're looking.
Very soon.
Yeah, very, very soon. We'll have that, and we have the Facebook page. You go to Facebook, See No Productions. Type that into your search bar. That's my music page on Facebook. Go like it, like the videos and the pictures, the information. I put all my information on there too. Twitter, Instagram, Twitter's under my regular name, Corey Harris, and then my Instagram too. You can go like those and follow. I'll follow you back. And so, yeah.
Okay. What advice would you give to an up and coming artist who is, or someone who says they want to learn the saxophone? Like, what is some main things that you would give them as far as tips, advice?
First thing, it's an easy instrument to learn how to play.
No.
So people think it's hard just, because you see it and you hear it and you think it's just a difficult instrument to play. It's not. I would definitely start out by getting some sort of lessons. And goes back to our point we were just talking about, getting classical lessons first. I was the complete opposite, meaning when I started jazz and blues first.
Right.
Without really knowing classical. That's kind of backwards. It is backwards, basically. So you want to start classical lessons and then progress to the other genres, the jazz, the blues, gospel, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I would definitely start out or give advice to somebody. But it's not a hard instrument to play. If you learn how to play clarinet, you can play the saxophone. They're so similar anyway. So.
Well, I wouldn't say as far as the clarinet, it wasn't necessarily easy.
No, clarinet is not easy.
But it wasn't that difficult either.
Compared to like some other instruments, the saxophone, woodwind instruments, which is clarinet is a part of the woodwind family, is not that hard to learn. It's not hard for somebody to pick it up. Main thing is just to breathe in, your embouchure and just going from there. But it's not hard.
So were you a music major in college?
I was a music major at the University of Kansas. So I studied classical saxophone there. I was in the jazz bands, concert band, symphonic band, wind ensemble, everything but marching band, because I didn't want to be in a marching band, because coming from Schlago, it was, I just felt like they couldn't stack up to my high school, so we were just doing such big things back then.
Schlago is doing very big things as far as the marching band. I know they travel and do shows. So. Right,
and this was right at the beginning of Mr. Bay's tenure there, so it was really picking up. People were starting to learn about us, and so when I got to University of Kansas, it was just like, I'm cool on the marching band.
Yeah, unless you had probably went down
south to HBCU, then I would have jumped in the marching band, because it would have been similar to my high school. But I did everything else there, and it was a great experience. So.
Well, since you majored in music, it's my last question. Since you majored in music, like, what are some benefits of majoring in music? Like, I was having a discussion with someone not that long ago about they went to school and they were majoring in music, and they just stopped because people's like, oh, you should be a teacher to teach music instead, or this and that. And I'm just like, why would? It seems like people would get deterred. It seems from majoring in music. Like, I know there's definitely some benefits from it. Like, explain to us, like, as an artist and actually having a music major, what can you do with that major?
Well, one of the most important things about or facets of being a music major is just learning, like, theory and ear training, and because that's stuff you use all the time.
And you're getting more of the technical side of being an artist, musician, as opposed to just
class and book work and stuff like that. I mean, it may not have been some of the most glamorous things, but I feel like theory is something that all musicians have to learn, and your training of your ear and keyboard and skills and all that. And so, it's just a lot of good things I took from those classes that I took that I'm still using today, and even the classical lessons that I had that I'm still using today. I'm not working in that field. I'm not teaching music, but still those classes that I took.
It helps you as far as like.
It still helps me as far as my playing, and I still draw back on those experiences, even though I'm not in the field of, being a music teacher or a band director or anything like that. It's invaluable. Whether you finish that major or switch to a different major, that's complete opposite of music. You still have those skills, and you still will use them forever. So.
Yeah, and you're learning the technical side of your art as opposed to just knowing it. Like, some people, like we said, they're just gifted. They could just do whatever. But if they also had that and they learned the technical side of it, they would be phenomenal.
Because you have people who, I run into people all the time and say, hey, man, I wish I could read music. But their ear is incredible.
Right. Okay.
But then I say to them, man, I wish I could have an ear like yours. You know?
Right. That's
and
right.
so it's a you know, give and take or whatever. But to have, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of both sides. I can read and I can, you know, pick up music fairly well. Not the greatest, but fairly well. So.
How much do you practice? Just curious.
I try to get in like 3 days a week. So 3 days a week, 30 minutes, nothing too extravagant or whatever, and go from there. So
I know that was a big thing with learning the clarinet. You got to practice a lot.
See, I didn't have to tackle the clarinet. So
well, I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Playing an instrument, just practice is very important.
But kids these days, they make them get on the clarinet first before they transition to the saxophone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In some of the school districts, it wasn't like that when I was a kid. You can go straight to the sax, but they're so similar now. So if you pick up the clarinet, you should be able to play the sax. So it's I'm kind of jealous of that now, but it's all good.
So how would somebody get in contact with you? Like directly get in contact with you?
You can, like I said, you can go to the Facebook page, C-No Productions. Just type that into your search bar. It'll have my information on there as far as you can private message me. Like I said, the Twitter is my regular name, Corey Harris. Instagram, Corey Harris. Just go on there, like or follow me. I'll follow you back. But the most reliable way right now is probably the Facebook. Just go to the C-No Productions. It'll have my phone number, email, and then like I said, once the website is up and running, I'll put that on there, which will probably be the CoreyHarrisMusic.com. Like I said, don't go there yet because you won't get it yet. But hopefully in the next week or so, it'll be up and running. So,
thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
I'm Serenity, reminding you to spit your piece. And make sure you check out whatsupkansascity.net.
I'm IFBB Bikini Pro Cat Williams, and when I'm not working out in the gym, I'm searching the web on Cascade Media and What's Up Kansas City. So make sure you check them out.